Everybody's going to pick themselves.
Yeah, one vote for many people.
Good luck finding someone with 2 votes.
All right, fire away.
Okay.
How hard is it to put such a big game behind you and move forward to the ACC tournament?
Well, it's really easy at this point in the season because if you don't win, you're done. And, you know, there's nothing better than playing in games, and we'd rather be playing in games than in practice. So,
Right.
We've moved past it. Coach gave us a day and a half off, and we've had 2 really good practices the last 2 days. But, you know, it's win or go home now. So it's pretty easy at this point in the season.
Is it fair to say that Coach K used the way you went out last year as a motivator this season as a whole?
Early on in the season, for sure. At this point, it's bigger than last season, I think. And really, we have a new group, new roles. And it's not fair to players like Rashid, and really Quinn didn't play much last year. I like to just keep bringing up last year. Obviously, it's in the back of a lot of our heads, but we have a chance to, like, if we go to the NCAA and win our first-round game, that's not a successful season.
Right.
You know, so.
Seems like a more relaxed, confident group though this time compared to last year.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think the biggest thing is, like at this point last year, we lost by 20 or so to Carolina, and then there were a lot of questions. It was I think that was the first game Ryan missed, and we really we were like scrambling to find an identity going into the ACC tournament and then the NCAA tournament. Whereas this year we're getting Ryan back, and we have a lot of guys playing at a high level, and it's exciting.
I think Ryan's presence and the way he performed Saturday, you know, he didn't put up the 25, 30 points, whatever, but you guys still won easily. I mean, it speaks volumes for what his impact is for the team. I mean, you think you're getting closer to where you were prior to the injury with him in the lineup? Right.
I actually was watching the game, and I think Dick Vitale said, like, his biggest stat is his win-loss record. Like, he hasn't lost a game this year. Every game he plays in, we win. So, obviously the points, you noticed the first 2 games, but just his overall presence on the floor, it can really only be summed up by our record with him.
Mason, with Tyler now in the starting lineup, I know earlier in the year he used to run Seth's spot a lot in practice.
Yeah.
Has that changed? Has someone else started like being Seth in practice?
Well, Rashid, I mean, those guys are all interchangeable. We have a solid 6 or 7 guys we know we can go to. So, like when we split up, like today Seth in practice, so we had Tyler, Rashid, Quinn was our backcourt, and that's Seth doesn't practice more than he practices, so that's pretty much how it's been.
Speaking of Tyler in the lineup, how has Rashid responded to, you know, kind of getting put on the bench a little bit and the struggles that he's had, and what have you done to try to help him along?
Just talk to him. He's had a really good 2 days of practice since after the Carolina game, so I think he's in a good position because he knows that we need him, and he knows that we're, you know, whenever he's ready to go, we're, you know, he's established. To me, he's done a great job this year, but we just have to make sure he's at his best at this point in the season, and he's capable of that. He's not tired. He's not. It's not like he's hitting a freshman wall or anything like that. He's fully capable, and we still have a ton of confidence in him. I know I do personally. So.
He showed some times, though, and I guess it was the last home game where it was obviously frustrating him on the court. You could see some of his reactions to fouls or missed shots.
Yeah.
You guys have to kind of rein him back in and just say, you know, don't let it get in your head too much.
Yeah, you just got to play through things at this point in the season. You can't get caught up with officials, with I don't know, foul calls, whatever it may be. You just have to be. It's even more so now than earlier in the season. It has to be a next play mentality because the next play is the biggest play, and you just have to be able to move on from one thing to the next.